So today's class, good morning. Today's class, let us start a continuation of enzyme, that is diagnostic enzymes. So this chapter also comes under clinical biochemistry, but I thought of complete this particular portion along with uh, enzymes, because this is connected to enzymes. You know that what are enzymes? They are biological catalyst. There are 6 classes of enzymes. Coenzymes are non-protein part of the enzymes. There are some cofactors which includes coenzyme plus metal ions. All those things you've studied. Now let us see uh, diagnostic enzyme. What is the meaning of this diagnostic enzyme? Diagnosis of the disease. Okay, for diagnose of the disease, for identifying the cause of the disease, whether liver cause uh, or pancreas or cardiac involvement is there, whatever, if you want to know particularly, this is one of the tool. This is not the absolute, this is one of the tool to identify these serum enzymes, to identify the cause of the disease. So such enzymes are called diagnostic enzymes. Enzymes used to diagnosing the diseases. Diagnose the diseases. Okay. This comes under various organ function test. Okay. So diagnostic enzymes. So these are intracellular enzymes, have no specific role in blood. Okay, because there are other enzymes also, extracellular enzymes. Some enzymes like coagulation factors, enzymes involved in coagulation and all. So such enzymes are they are directly involved in the blood. Okay, but these intracellular enzymes have no specific role in the blood. They are not directly involved, so they present within the normal values in healthy individuals because they have no specific role in the blood. But what happens, they release during normal tear wear of the tissues. They are intracellular enzymes present in the tissues during normal, they release during the normal tear wear of the tissues. That is the normal we call. Increased in diseased condition due to damage of the corresponding tissue, because there is excess tear wear of the tissues, so they increase in excess amount. Otherwise they present in normal limits in the blood. Okay, but in, if any damage to the tissues or in diseased condition, these levels of these diagnostic enzyme rises up. Okay, that is the meaning. So we will see one enzyme. First one is aspartate transaminase. AST means aspartate transaminase. There are two more enzymes coming, ALT, alanine transaminase, and one more is alkaline phosphatase. AST, ALT, ALP, all three are involved in are enzymes which comes under liver function test. So they are liver enzyme. What are those? AST, ALT, ALP. What is AST? Aspartate aminotransferase or transaminase. Old name is SGOT, serum glutamate oxaloacetate transaminase. Nowadays they call aspartate aminotransferase or transaminase. Other one is alanine transaminase. We'll see that later. So these both are AST and alanine transaminase. This is the one. Which one? This is the one, ALT, alanine transaminase. Both are interlinked in diagnosis. Okay. Okay. So AST belongs to the class of transferases. You studied 6 classes of enzymes. They transfer the group. Okay, they transfer the group. These transfer the amino group. Okay, so they belongs to the class of transferases. It is commonly referred as transaminase. Both AST and ALT are called as transaminase. The highest concentrations are found in cardiac tissue, liver, and skeletal muscle. So remember, this AST highest concentration is present in liver, then cardiac tissue. So this also and skeletal muscle. So this also comes under cardiac tissue, liver and skeletal muscle. Okay. But next enzyme what I going to deal, ALT is particularly for liver. Okay, so this is a point you have to mention. If a short note is asked on diagnostic enzyme, you can choose any, depend on the mark you can choose any 3 enzymes or 4, whatever, depend on the marks. If 3 means 3 you can choose. If you choose AST, you have to write this. The highest concentrations are found in cardiac tissue, liver and skeletal muscle, and small amount present in kidney, pancreas and erythrocyte. RBCs. Erythrocyte means RBCs also, AST is there, but more in liver and cardiac tissue and then skeletal muscle. It's also present in RBCs. So what is the diagnostic significance? Here see, as I told you, I am not going to deviate from the syllabus. So diagnostic enzymes means you should mainly write about the significance. What is the diagnostic significance of that particular enzyme? So AST, the clinical use of AST is limited mainly in the evaluation of hepatocellular disorder. Hepatocyte means liver cells, hepatocellular means liver cell disorders and skeletal muscle involvement. In AMI means acute myocardial infarction. In common layman language, we call it as heart attack. Okay, acute myocardial infarction or heart attack. AST levels begins to rise within 6 to 8 hours. Peaks means it rises the maximum. Peak means maximum at 24 hours and generally it returns to normal level within 5 days. So remember, AST also comes under cardiac profile test that we will see later. So AST enzyme, aspartate transaminase enzyme, also comes under cardiac profile test because it is present in cardiac muscle. So in AMI, acute myocardial infarction, AST level begins to rise within 6 to 8 hours. It reaches the peak means maximum 24 hours and generally it returns to normal within 5 days. Okay, so AST levels are highest in acute hepatocellular disorder and skeletal muscle involvement. Okay, that is the second point you have to write. AST level limited mainly, clinical use of AST is limited mainly to the evaluation of hepatocellular disorders and skeletal muscle involvement. So AST levels are highest in acute hepatocellular disorders. In viral hepatitis, these particularly infection to the liver. It may be toxic, viral or cirrhosis of the liver. In 3 conditions where mainly liver cell damages, viral, toxic and cirrhosis of the liver. So in viral hepatitis, you heard about hepatitis viruses, HPSAG, A, C, hepatitis B surface antigen, hepatitis B virus, all cause viral hepatitis. So in viral hepatitis, levels of AST may reach 100 times upper limits of normal. You can imagine, upper limit is up to 30, 100 times 3000 it may increase up to. Okay, 10 times 300 up to 3000 above it may increase. Okay, in cirrhosis, approximately 4 times it may increase, about 120 or 150 international units. U bar L means units per liter. So that is the significance of ASTs. Okay, AST is connected with the cardiac also, liver also. But in viral hepatitis, level may rise as high as 100 times than upper normal limit. So what is the reference range? 5 to 30. Okay, this is the AST. ALT, I told both AST and ALT are aminotransferases, transferase group of enzyme. But one thing you have to remember, the last point is seen, ALT is seen high concentration in the liver compared to AST. If you compare AST and ALT, ALT is particularly for liver. That you have to remember. It's the transferase. It catalyzes the transfer of amino group from alanine to alpha ketoglutarate with the formation of glutamate and pyruvate. I am not going to give any importance, any reactions, because we are studying the diagnostic enzymes. You should know the diagnostic significance. But what it transfer? It catalyzes the transfer of amino group. That is hence the name aminotransferases. It catalyzes the transfer of amino group from alanine to alpha ketoglutarate with the formation of glutamate and pyruvate. So ALT seen high concentration in the liver. So what is the diagnostic significance of AST for the evaluation of hepatic disorder? Both are AST, ALT hepatic disorder, but there is a difference. AST is a cytoplasmic enzyme, okay, inside the cytoplasm. Higher elevations are found in hepatocellular disorders than extrahepatic or intrahepatic obstructive disorders. So remember, it is a cytoplasmic enzyme. So higher levels are found in hepatocellular damage. What is the meaning? Hepatic liver cell damage, very high levels of ALT is seen. In liver cell damage, we can see very high levels of ALT. Then in extrahepatic or intrahepatic obstructive disorder, okay, if any cell damage is there, cirrhosis, viral hepatitis and all, so there is abrupt increase in ALT. Okay, serum AST and ALT are increased in liver damage. AST is more sensitive and reliable for the assessment of liver function test. This point in ALT you have to mention. What is this point? ALT is more sensitive and reliable for the assessment of liver function test. See, normal range is almost same for AST and ALT, is nearly 6 to 37 units per liter. Some books gives a little bit difference. Some books may give 40. Don't worry. Okay. So remember that AST is more sensitive and reliable for the assessment of liver function tests. So normal AST to ALT ratio is 0.8 divided. Normal AST to ALT ratio is 0.8. This ratio sometimes important. If ratio is more than 2 is seen in alcoholic hepatitis, hepatitis with cirrhosis, means liver cell necrosis, liver metastasis means liver cancer, and myocardial infarction means heart attack. So AST ALT ratio, if it is more than 2, we can see in alcoholic hepatitis, liver cirrhosis, liver cancer, and myocardial infarction. So next is ALP. As I told, AST, ALT and ALP, all three are involved in liver function test. Alkaline phosphatase, as name indicated, optimum pH is required for this alkaline, 9 to 10. 7 is neutral, below 7 is acidic, above 7 is alkaline. So this alkaline phosphatase, as the name indicated, the optimum pH for the reaction is 9 to 10. So enzyme requires metal ions. You seen in coenzymes, cofactors, metal ion. These some enzymes required metal ions. This ALP requires magnesium as activator. The highest concentration of ALP are seen in intestine, liver, bone, spleen, placenta, and kidney. So there are 6 isoenzymes of ALP. No need to go detail. So all these places ALP is found: intestine, liver, bone, spleen, placenta, and kidney. There are 6 isoenzymes of ALP. So what is the diagnostic significance of ALP? Elevation of ALP are most diagnostic significance in the elevation increase of ALP are most diagnostic significance in the evaluation of hepatobiliary and bone disorder. In hepatobiliary disorder, elevations are more prominent in obstructive condition, means in obstructive jaundice. What is jaundice? You will see in clinical chemistry. You studied maybe in physiology, but we will see again briefly what is jaundice. So ALP level increases in hepatobiliary disorder. Elevations are more prominent in obstructive conditions than hepatocellular disorder. Okay, hepatocellular disorder. So this is the one diagram. This no need to remember, just I want to show you. So hepatobiliary means bile, which contains bile juice, cholesterol, all, okay, which is required for digestion of lipid bile. Bile is secreted in the liver cell. You can see that a big lobe is liver, okay, gray color. Then gallbladder is labeled there. You can see there gallbladder is labeled, okay, gallbladder. See, bile secreted, which enters common hepatic duct through right and left hepatic duct. Okay, bile which is secreted by the liver cells enters common hepatic duct through right and left hepatic duct, which joins the common hepatic duct. Okay, there is a formation of common bile duct. Cystic duct from gallbladder and common hepatic duct together forms common bile duct. So right and left hepatic duct to form common hepatic duct, cystic duct and common hepatic duct to form common bile duct. So this is actually flow system where flow of bile. So gallbladder also involved. So remember this, gallbladder also involved. Just show this, I put this slide, so no need to go again much detail. So diagnostic significance. So elevations are most significance is evaluation of hepatobiliary and bone disorder. So remember that ALP also involved in bone. Okay, so there is a test called bone profile test where calcium, phosphorus and alkaline phosphatase is involved. That is the reason why in children's ALP level is growing children, because of growing bone ossification takes place. This because of growing bone after the age of 12 or even up to 18, this alkaline phosphatase level is higher. So normal range is of alkaline phosphatase higher in children because of this reason, because it is required for the development of bone. Okay, so elevation of ALP are most diagnostic of significance in the evaluation of hepatobiliary and bone disorder also. In hepatobiliary disorder, elevations means increase are more prominent in obstructive condition than in hepatocellular disorder. Okay, I shown the diagram just to show what is the biliary system. Okay, see diagnostic significance of ALP. This is continuous. In bone disorder, elevations are observed when there is involvement of osteoblast and osteoclast are bone cells. Okay, in biliary tract obstruction, ALP levels you see in the biliary tract, no, common bile duct, then cystic duct to form common bile duct, where there is a flow of bile which is synthesized from liver cells. In biliary tract obstruction, if any obstruction in biliary tract, ALP levels ranges from 3 to 10 times of upper limits of normal. So in obstructive jaundice, there is an obstruction in bile flow. So there is increase in ALP levels in case of obstructive jaundice. So this is a continuation of clinical significance of ALP. The normal is Catal, K means Catal unit, 3 to 13 Ka units per dl. Children's again it is more, so it is general is given. So moderate rise after 2 to 3 times of normal is seen in hepatic diseases, infective hepatitis, alcoholic hepatitis, hepatocellular carcinoma. Carcinoma means cancer. Very high levels are seen in obstructive jaundice. So students, remember this point you have to write in case if you are choosing ALP as diagnostic enzyme. Very high levels are seen in obstructive jaundice due to gallstone, because there is a blockage in the flow of bile. So ALP is very high in obstructive jaundice due to gallstone intrahepatic cholestasis also. Okay, obstruction in the flow of bile. There is a very high drastic increase, means very high increase seen in bone diseases, 10 to 25 times of normal. So next enzyme is acid phosphatase. As the name indicated, ACP function at optimum pH of 5, acidic. Okay, it's a hydrolase group of enzyme. So main important point you have to remember, ACP activity is found in prostate, bone, liver, spleen, kidney and all there, but you should remember that it is present in prostate. So what is the diagnostic significance of ACP, acid phosphatase? Measurement has been used and aid in the detection of prostatic carcinoma cancer, particularly metastatic carcinoma of the prostate. ACP is a tumor marker. This point you have to remember. ACP measurement has used in the detection of carcinoma of prostate, particularly metastatic carcinoma of the prostate. Metastasis means it spreads, it gives birth to smaller growth. Metastasis carcinoma of the prostate. So ACP is connected to prostate. It is a tumor marker. Tumor marker means chemicals which released when there is a cancer, tumor growth. Such markers are such chemicals are called as tumor markers. Alpha fetoprotein, ACP, acid phosphatase, also a tumor marker. Normal is 0.5 to 4 Ka unit per deciliter. Okay. Next is gamma glutamyl transferase, which also connected to liver. Gamma glutamyl transferase, its activity found primarily in the tissues of kidney, brain, prostate, pancreas and liver. It is used for the evaluation of liver and biliary system disorder. That's why I explained biliary system, where the flow of bile. Okay, it is used in the evaluation of liver and biliary disorder. So this again no need, this diagram no need. Okay, no need to draw this diagram at all, no need this diagram. Okay, so next is what is the diagnostic significance of gamma glutamyl transferase? Higher levels are observed in biliary tract obstruction. If any flow in the biliary bile, so there is a, we can found elevated GGT. So this point you have to write, higher elevations are observed in biliary tract involvement. GGT levels will be increased in patient receiving enzyme induced drug such as warfarin, which is a anticoagulant. Okay, warfarin, which is used to thinning of the blood, to prevent clot. Warfarin, phenobarbital and phenytoin, these are used as anticonvulsant drugs which reduce the electrical activity of brain, phenobarbital and phenytoin. So in this treatment also GGT level increases, but that is not the point. You have to remember, particularly it increases in biliary tract obstruction. Elevated GGT levels may indicate alcoholism, particularly chronic alcoholism. Student, remember this point you have to write, you will get mark. Elevated GGT level may indicate alcoholism, particularly chronic alcoholism. GGT assay are useful in monitoring the effects of abstention from alcohol and are used as such by alcohol treatment centers. What is the meaning of abstention? Alcohol withdrawal. Some are addicted to alcohol, no? So GGT level, their GGT levels are high. So they will give some treatment and all, taken care, counseling and all. After that, they stop drinking alcohol and all for monitoring. Okay, GGT is one of the test. So if they are away from the alcohol for a longer time, GGT levels will come normal. Okay, so we have to remember, in case of GGT, main point is it is estimated particularly in chronic alcoholism. Normal level in male is 6 to 45, units per liter, female is 5 to 30 units per liter. Next enzyme is amylase. Amylase belongs to the class of hydrolase. Okay, hydrolases that catalyze the breakdown of starch and glycogen. It is a carbohydrate breakdown enzyme, starch and glycogen. It breaks down starch and glycolase. So there are salivary gland also secrete amylase. Pancreas also secrete amylase. The pancreas and salivary gland are the major source of serum amylase. Total amylase means pancreatic amylase plus salivary amylase. Lesser concentrations are found in skeletal muscle, small intestine, and fallopian tubes. So fallopian tubes comes under female genital tract. Okay, fallopian tubes also secrete small amount of amylase. So total amylase, serum, pancreas, and all this comes fallopian tubes and intestine. Lesser amount it secrete total, called total serum amylase. So what is the diagnostic significance of amylase for the diagnosis of acute pancreatitis? This you have to write, you will get the mark. Okay, so amylase is required for the diagnosis of acute pancreatitis. What it means? Inflammation of pancreas. What is the importance of pancreas? It is a small gland, but it secretes very important hormone. What is this? Insulin. Insulin is secreted by beta cells of islets of Langerhans of pancreas. So it is a very important organ. So if any inflammation is there in the pancreas, which is diagnosed by this enzyme amylase. Both amylase and lipase are secreted by pancreas. So both amylase and lipase rises quickly, but lipase, LPS means lipase, okay, elevation persists for approximately 5 days in acute pancreatitis. Whereas amylase, AMS means amylase elevations persist only 2 to 3 days. Okay. So serum amylase levels are elevated in mumps. Serum amylase levels are elevated in mumps. Mumps means infection of the salivary gland. It is a viral infection, mumps, of the salivary gland. Okay, lipase levels are normal in conditions of salivary gland involvement. Remember, so if you estimate total serum level in case of mumps, total serum amylase level is increased. So pancreas secretes two enzymes, amylase and lipase. See, remember this point, lipase levels are normal in conditions of salivary gland involvement. Therefore, lipase levels are useful in differentiating serum amylase level elevation as a result of pancreatic versus salivary involvement. Okay, so if salivary gland involvement is there, like mumps disease, serum lipase level is normal, remember. So lipase is particularly for pancreas. So it is particularly for pancreas. So lipase levels are normal in conditions of salivary gland involvement. So you know that amylase, two fractions is there. Salivary gland also secrete mainly, pancreas also secrete. But if you estimate amylase and lipase, lipase levels are normal in conditions of salivary gland involvement. So this continuation, amylase normally 80 to 180 unit per DL, increase in acute pancreatitis, peak value 8 to 12 hours after onset of disease, normal by 3rd or 4th day, increased in chronic pancreatitis, mumps, obstruction of pancreatic duct. Mumps also this increase total amylase, okay, but not like lipase. So as I told, lipase is the second enzyme. Lipase catalyzes the partial hydrolysis of dietary triglyceride fat in the intestine. So lipase is required for the partial hydrolysis of dietary TG. Lipase concentration, LPS means lipase, okay, lipase concentration is found in primarily in pancreas. So it is also present in stomach and small intestine, but it is not involved in salivary gland. So what is the diagnostic significance of lipase for the diagnosis of acute pancreatitis? It is more specific than amylase. This point you have to write if you are mentioning the lipase. So lipase is more specific than amylase in the diagnosis of acute pancreatitis. So usually if any pain is there, acute pancreatitis, they request for both amylase and lipase. So lipase is more specific than amylase in acute pancreatitis. Why? Because amylase is also found in salivary gland. In mumps, infection of salivary gland, also amylase increases. But in case of mumps, that is the infection of salivary gland, lipase is normal. It is only increased in pancreatitis. So it is lipase is more specific than amylase. Both amylase and lipase levels are rises quickly, but lipase elevation persists for approximately 5 days in acute pancreatitis, whereas amylase elevations persist only for 2 to 3 days. So this same thing what I told, lipase levels are normal in conditions of salivary gland involvement. Therefore, lipase levels are useful in differentiating serum amylase elevation as a result of pancreatic versus salivary involvement. This I already told in amylase. Lipase normal 13 to 60 units per liter. It is increased in acute pancreatitis, persists 7 to 14 days after onset of the disease. Not increased in mumps. This point last is important. It is not increased in mumps. So it is particularly for lipase is particularly for mumps. But lipase is particularly for acute pancreatitis. But amylase also increases in the case of mumps, because amylase is also secreted by salivary gland. These points you have to remember. So you have already seen what are three enzymes: AST, ALT, ALP. These three enzymes mainly a liver involvement. ALT is particularly for liver cell damage. AST both cardiac, liver and all, erythrocyte. GGT mainly chronic alcoholism. Then serum amylase and lipase. Amylase mainly for acute, both are for acute pancreatitis, but amylase lipase is particularly for involvement of pancreas. Okay, that is all. Okay, thank you.